Hi and welcome back. So we've been working on the ALU recently and I'm quite keen to continue on that, but I do see a problem on the horizon. We've only got two of these general purpose registers, and I think some of the functionality we're going to be adding to the ALU soon is going to need more than that to test it properly. Now, everything we've done here I think pretty much brings it to completion. So that was predominantly video 16 where we built the core of the general purpose register, and then in episode 21 where we dealt with the ALU inputs, where we added these additional line drivers to send the register contents into the ALU inputs over here. So we've got the single D-type latch and 3 of the line drivers for each register. So I think this is ready to make up a PCB design, and then we can solder up more than 2 of those. GPRs are only 8 bits, so a lot of this work is going to be easier. Here we've got 3 buses coming into this, but they're all 8 bits wide. Okay, this is going to be the register storage, so output enable needs to be permanently on, but the copy comes from our load input. Okay, I think I made this change to the schematic after I last showed it. But basically the decoupling capacitors, I moved them all into this one little block. Just because once I started using the schematic editing code, I realised that there's basically no point in putting them next to all the chips they need to be with. This implements the main register store. We've got the load, we've got the 8 register output lines. We've already got the LEDs here for displaying them. Now we need to output back to the bus. We've got 2 output enables, so we can tie one to ground and use the other one. And I'm just trying to decide which line is going to be closest to our input control. And this is likely to be rotated 90 degrees clockwise from how it is here. So we'll have the bus lines along the bottom, and then the register inputs will be up top closest to where the LEDs will be. So we'll try and keep a similar layout as the address registers. So I think we're going to have more, it's probably not going to make that much difference, but I think we'll have more access to this pin. Just trying to think what control lines we actually need here. So load assert to main LHS and RHS. Okay, that's all the functionality done. Just need a connector for the control lines. See what we got. Okay, I think that is actually done. Ooh. Okay, the reason why I've changed this up is notice how these are a lot smaller than these. There are TSSOP packages which are insanely small, and I'm just not bold enough to tackle one of those yet. Now if that last move around seems a little bit odd, the reason for it is because these are going to sit to the right of the address registers, and what I want is the control lines all in the middle bit, so I can put a little control bus down the centre. And what I'm doing here is running the auto router in individual subsections. Okay, so here's the final board. I think this does demonstrate that practice does improve the skills. This is a lot neater than the first PCB I did. I'm particularly happy with putting the control line LEDs up here alongside the lines, so the labels document that. On the bottom side, I've hidden the current limiting resistors for the LEDs, which does help neaten the whole thing up. And that is mostly ground plane, though did need to bring a few lines across here. Okay, so I'm going to get this manufactured, and hopefully that won't take too long. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.